Good Wednesday evening, everyone. We have more severe weather to talk about over the next few days. It's continuously going on this evening in that moderate risk area. We have more risk areas out west tomorrow, and then moving back into this basically into Arkansas and parts of the same areas that are getting hit today across Louisiana on into Friday. So we have a lot of stuff to go over. So let's get right into it. All right, as always, we start out with a national map here out west. We have flash flood watches out here, parts of Wyoming into Nebraska. We have red flag warnings out here in New Mexico. We have heat advisories and excessive heat warnings down here across the southern half of Texas. It's going to get it's been very, very hot, and it's going to stay that way as a ridge of high pressure builds in. And we're going to have a subtropical jet come up and up, up and over this high pressure system. And we're going to have more severe weather out here towards the high plains or southern high plains, basically, of the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles through Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then back down through the southeast. And I think this is going to continue through the rest of this week and through the weekend and possibly into next week as Texas stays hot and we have Ripple's energy plus the subtropical jet coming in over the top and then diving southeast. Okay, so we have severe thunderstorm watches ongoing across Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, across northeastern and eastern parts of Texas, northern half of Louisiana, over towards Mississippi, down towards Alabama, and then tornado watches out here for southern parts of Georgia in through far southwestern parts of South Carolina here, and now extending into Georgia. We've had some major winds with some of these storms, 80 to 90 plus miles an hour. We've had reports of softball size hail out in Arkansas. And we have flood watches across parts of Alabama into Georgia, and that I would not be surprised to see that continue and get expanded as these systems keep on training over and over again over the next few days. Alrighty, so let's look into tomorrow. We have a slight risk area out here. You can see here's all the four boxes. Basically, here's all the risks: is tornado risk, severe wind risk, and you see there's already a hatched area for severe winds, probably in excess of 70 to 80 miles per hour out here across Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, down into Texas, and then severe hail. There's a hatched area as well across the same area of Oklahoma, Kansas, down to Texas, and there's a hatched area down here across the Florida Panhandle and far southern Georgia and southern Alabama. With these risk areas already having significant severe hatched areas I would not be surprised to see upgrades in the morning or later tonight from slight risk to possibly enhanced risk or maybe a moderate, who knows. But we have some significant risk coming up even for tomorrow as we focus back west across the area. All right, so here's a zoomed in look at some of these areas. Like I said, I fully expect Storm Prediction Center to upgrade some of these areas, and I'll have an update on Facebook in the morning. But severe thunderstorms will be possible across parts of the eastern Gulf Coast vicinity and portions of the central Great Plains Thursday into Thursday night. Some of these storms severe storms may be capable of producing very damaging hail. We have seen that over and over again over the daily for a little while now across some of these same areas and across the southeast. So I would not be shocked to have softball size hail, up to softball size hail possible with some of these storms across these areas tomorrow. And then very high winds as you get these storms clustered up together and they start pushing out like a little mini derecho that happens across the area that just pushes those winds out 80 to 90 miles an hour. That's being some isolated events, but I would not be shocked if you see that happen tomorrow. And I think this is going to last through the end of the week and into the weekend. All right, and here's the basically a 4-frame multi-view here, Friday through Sunday outlook here. Let's look at Friday in particular. So a slight risk on Friday, as this high pressure builds over Texas. The basically the zone of storminess will move a little bit further north, and then dive southeast across a lot of the same areas have been dealing with this stuff over the past few days. So same risk will be possible. Scattered strong and severe thunderstorms on Friday, including organized, like I said, organized clusters of storms will be possible Friday through Friday night in a corridor across central Great Plains to the lower Mississippi Valley and parts of the southeast. And like I said, huge hail, softball size, baseball size, maybe up to softball size possible. And we, like I said, we have seen this time and time again over the past few days. So here's the Friday outlook. We'll see what happens with their new update tomorrow and into Friday, but I will keep you guys updated as well. So we go into Saturday. Here comes the next impulse that's rounding the base of this high here, going up over the top of it. More severe weather. We already have a slight risk out for southern parts of Kansas in through northern parts of Oklahoma as another cluster of storms comes together, and it's going to start probably riding down through southern Missouri and northern and central Arkansas as we go through Saturday night. And then we have to deal with another severe risk on Sunday. Slight risk basically for southern Missouri, or actually northeastern half of Arkansas through northern Mississippi, northwestern parts of Alabama, and then through half basically western half of Tennessee and right around Paducah, a little sliver of Kentucky here. So Paducah, Memphis, Little Rock, up to just east of Springfield is going to be the corridor for severe weather on Sunday. So it's a nonstop train of events that keeps happening. And I feel like this is April or early May across this area, as this is a pretty weird event that's happening across this area for the middle of June. I mean, good grief. But like I said, with the training of storms that's going to keep happening, with that high pressure building across southern Texas here, it's going to be very, very hot down through there with heat indices over 110 degrees. That's heat index. That's the real feel. That's on beyond your skin. So with heat and humidity down there. Now, there's going to be impulses, like I said, right up and over here through Colorado, then down the plains here through Arkansas, and then towards the southeast. Lots and lots of rain. Like I said, I think there's going to be more flood watches probably go into the weekend across some of these same areas that are just getting drenched and hammered by severe weather and very heavy rains. Basically from Colorado to Kansas, maybe about 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half of rain, and then we get towards Arkansas, probably a 1 to 3 inches over the next 5 to 7 days, and then as you get towards northern or northeastern parts of Louisiana, and then towards the southeastern parts of the United States, probably 2 to 4 inches. Then as we get towards southern Georgia into southern Alabama, probably 5 to 7 inches of rain is possible over the next 5 to 7 days. This is on top of what you have already received over the past few days. All right, let's take a look at future radar. This is Wednesday night. This is tonight at 10 o'clock. So you can see some more clusters of storms trying to develop in Arkansas, and then more heading east into parts of Mississippi, and then the southeast. I'll look at that southeastern view here in just a minute. More storms developing over the Rockies. The next impulse starts winding into the area. And then as we go throughout the night, you see the more clusters of storms basically congealing into a line through 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning across Mississippi and parts of Alabama, that is. So more heavy rain over the same areas have gotten pummeled over the past couple days. Now, as we go forward into 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we got more storms trying to develop over the southeastern parts of the United States. And then here comes the next show out here towards Colorado, Kansas, into Oklahoma. You can see these big clusters of storms developing out here towards southeastern Kansas, in through just east of Amarillo, Texas, across the panhandles here. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Here's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Big, nasty line, broken line, possibly congealed line of storms with very damaging winds, possibly a tornado or two as well. And then very, very large hail in probably excess of hen eggs to possibly softballs at times across that area. And then as we get towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, really gets a nasty little hook, or not a bow echo here across far southern Oklahoma here. And that's going to start diving southeast across some of the same areas, like I said, that have been hit. So we're talking about early Friday morning, where it's coming through Texarkana, going through Monroe around 4 a.m. on Friday morning. And then more storms developing behind that at 8 a.m. on Friday across parts of Arkansas. And then kind of get a lull for a little bit. Then we'll have another cluster of storms basically ride through southern Missouri into Arkansas later Friday into Friday night. And then another impulse coming in, like I said, Saturday. More severe weather out here in the plains. And then driving east on Sunday. All right, stay weather aware over the next basically 4 days across the area, as we have a very active southern jet here, subtropical jet coming up and over this high pressure, delivering impulses every so often, and then it's going to be an enhancement of severe weather over the next probably 4 to 5 days at least, and then continuous heavy rain chances across the southeast with, like I said, 5 to 7 inches of rain, especially across southern parts of Alabama into Georgia. Stay weather aware. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and share this with your friends and family. And please comment where you're from. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening and stay safe out there.